Hey guys, today I'm doing a Clash Royale tier list. I do kind of love doing tier lists, and I might do more of these types of videos because I worked on too much animation, and I haven't done like a gaming video in a while, so I might have to do that again. But right now I'm just gonna do like this tier list on basically ranking, in my opinion, how viable certain cards are and how much I use them. So with that out of the way, we're probably gonna do the first six, so 12 arenas. Or like maybe the first five, depending on how long this video is. Okay, so starting off, we're gonna look at the Arrows card and how, in my opinion, Arrows is definitely like a solid like A tier. Like, by the way, I'm gonna tell you to do a tier list, so you're not gonna like you'll see it at the end, like you'll see a screenshot of them at the end, but we're gonna look at the cards in this format, like how I'm showing you on the actual game, because because I have someone helping me out with this and writing everything down, so that's gonna be nice, but S tier is like top tier like cards that you pretty much you can use in any deck, and like it's good regardless. A tier is kind of like it's really great and you can use it in most situations. B tier is solid and that it does its job good. C tier means it's okay, it kind of works. There's better solutions for it though. D tier means it's kind of bad and you shouldn't even ever have it. F tier means it's complete garbage. So S A B C D F. So okay, like I said, Arrows is definitely an A tier because it's just so viable when I like verse 1-on-1s or 2v2s. It kills so many enemies and it can finish off like towers when it has low health. And also, as it's showing in this little clip, it's destroying everything. Like it's awesome. And I use that as a counter card a lot. Like anyone that like spends like for example a minion horde, or anyone tries to do high damage, I kind of destroy them with arrows. It's honestly pretty solid. Plus, it has a giant range of attack, so it can hit a lot of enemies, which I can't say for all cards. Now, minions. Okay, I'm going on to them. Now, again, these are just all my opinion. Maybe you feel different about it, and that's alright. Let me know in the comments. Minions are definitely, okay. Like, honestly, looking at their purpose, I have used them before, and they kind of work. But I do think there's a better alternatives for it for around even less elixir. So I would have to say that minions are only a C plus. It's not a bad card, and it's not B tier for good either. It's kind of like it can do something, but there's definitely better alternatives in this game in my opinion. Archers. I'm not gonna lie. Archers are not even that good. Like, I know it just in that clip it just showed archers dominate minions, but minions can fly and like fight over like ground units. Archers for 3 elixir, like they have a weak attack. Like I know you don't get a lot for 3 elixir, but I've seen a lot better cards for 3 elixir. I have to say archers is a D tier. I don't think it's completely garbage. Like I think I might have other cards that Turmeric is just like, okay, this shouldn't even be in the game. It doesn't even do anything. But definitely Archer's just D tier. You can fight me on that one. Like Archers are bad. Like that's all I'm gonna say. And by the way, I'm actually for me, I'm on Arena 12, so I have every card available. But it will take a while before I get to Arena 12. 'Cause I'm waiting for the Skeleton Dragons to release. So then I'll release a video playing with them. Not playing with them, but like a tier list including them. So okay, here's an interesting one. The Knight. Alright, the Knight is pretty chill, honestly. I've played with him before. For 3 elixir, he's definitely good. I've used him in multiple decks of mine. But, like I said, I do think there's better alternatives to him, in my opinion. But, like, at the same time, the Knight does what you ask for him to do. Though, I'd probably rather spend the extra elixir and get Valkyrie, who pretty much can do, like, a area splash attack. Um, I think their stats are similar to the Knight, but I forgot. So Knight, I would say he's B tier. I will say it's good. Like you can use him. Like he's viable, but yeah, that's all I gotta say. He's good. He's good. Fireball. Okay, now we're getting into the rares of training camp. What you start with in Clash Royale if you ever can play this game. Fireball is a B plus. Like I don't need to say about it much. It does high damage. It definitely could be a solid build. I've used fireballs before. I don't think it's as good as arrows, but not by much. That's why I'm saying it's B plus. Like fireball has less thing it costs for. It does a lot of damage. It can eliminate, like for example, the 3 musketeers that can easily destroy and wreak havoc, which we'll talk about later. Cause I think I'm doing the first 6 today and the next 6 next time. So yeah. So yeah, solid. It's pretty solid. Okay.
was recovering, but I had to like.
Okay, I'm back now. So I did realize the video's gonna be longer than I thought. So I might not do all 6 arenas. I might do like 3 arenas at a time. But training camp does have the most cards, so it makes sense. Next up, we're gonna be talking about the mini P.E.K.K.A. Now, mini P.E.K.K.A. I've used a lot before. I had certain cards. It's definitely really strong and it has like a unique purpose. It gets distracted easily though. And it usually goes for units that you really just don't want it to. It's dumb, but at the same time, when you need it, it helps you out sometimes. Like it can do like a lot of for 4 elixir. It can probably do. It does a significant amount of damage. It's one of the most highest damage cards that I remember for a troop. Like it doesn't have the most health, but it does have a good solid amount. Honestly, mini P.E.K.K.A. is gonna go on A. I think it's similar viability to the arrows, though I still don't think it's S tier for me. Like, it's not like a card I would use in any deck perfect. Why? Like, this is broken. Anything S tier to me is like, okay, this is not even kind of fair compared to some of the other cards, in my opinion. But, yeah, Mini P.E.K.K.A. is definitely an A tier. It's pretty solid. Musketeer, I recently started using again. It does solid damage, and she kind of says average health. Like, she can, I'd say she's a B+. I don't know what I said was else's B+. I think that was Firewall. But I think Musketeer is like around B+ level. Like she's definitely really solid for like different like builds. If you need like a ranged high damage fighter, like for like a cheaper amount of elixir, unless you don't consider 4 elixir cheap, then yeah, I do think Musketeer is definitely pretty viable B+ for me. Giant, okay. I was thinking of putting him on F tier because like I literally think he's basically garbage and that he doesn't. Sure, he does good damage, but if I'm thinking about later game, like no one really uses the giant. Maybe a very early game, then they might like very beginning, because that's really the main tank that you have that have so much health. But giants can be countered so easily. I am gonna put him on F. I was thinking about giving him D, but there's nothing I could say you use him for except when you start out the game for your first time. That is F tier. Like giants are just kind of garbage to me all around. Sure, they have high health and they have solid damage, like really high health, but that's it. Like I usually rate characters lower because they're only for their only goal attacking buildings. I don't really think they're the most viable in my opinion, but I think 1 or 2 of them in my head are pretty good for that purpose. If you're just trying to eliminate buildings or go specifically for the goal and nothing else. But yeah, Giants are F tier because they're probably one of the worst at it. But yeah, wall breakers. Okay, this is another low tier on my list. I'm gonna look at their damage real quick again, but I mean they're not bad damage for 2 elixir, but it kind of reminds me of like a spell. You throw a damage on it, or if you're just trying to eliminate a building real quickly. But they have low health. I'm not gonna put them on F tier, but I will put them on D+. Like it's not good enough to be okay, but it's like not that bad, so it's D+. I can see people using it, but why? I just don't understand. Like it's like you can use a better card like for 2 elixir or just something else. Like I don't understand. Like I don't understand people who use wall breakers. They're not that viable. Like seriously. Alright. Sorry if you hear me like cut out every once in a while. I'm pausing the video because of my assistant. Asking questions obviously because I sometimes don't talk the clearest. Anyways, next up is the Prince. Okay. The Prince is pretty decent. I like the Prince. He's pretty fire, I'm not gonna lie. Like he's definitely good for early game. Even later game I think I use him in my main deck. Like, I literally still use him to this day, and he's one of the beginning cards. He's just, like, high damage, and his sprint charge makes him really fast and does, like, a decent amount of damage. Like, really, if I paired the Prince up with something like the Bomber or, like, the Baby Dragon, in one-on-one situations, it is kind of harder to counter, though I don't think it's impossible to. I've countered that before. But stuff like that is definitely pretty decent. Prince definitely deserves a, S-. I was gonna say S tier, but just in case, like later on, I'll look at everything and see how every character card stacks up. And in the end, I might make some few adjustments, as you'll probably might see on the tier list at the very end. But right now, I think Prince can stand at S- for right now. almost S tier. It's not missing too much, honestly. It does its job kind of perfectly for what it is. A type that does damage, that's kind of fast. When it sprints, has decent health. And when charge damage can hit a tower for a lot. But obviously, it's not like a single perfect unit. Obviously, you're going to need something to back it up. Like something with splash damage if you're not trying to get killed instantly by like a skeleton army or something. And we're going to get the skeleton army. Baby Dragon. Okay, here's the thing about Baby Dragon. Baby Dragons, I don't use them as much, but they're one of the first flying units you get other than minions. And I told you how I felt about minions before. I don't think much can really replace the Baby Dragons. Maybe the Skeleton Dragons, when I see those, so I might, get my viability different for Baby Dragon. But as it stands before Skeleton Dragon appearing in the game, Musketeer could wipe out Baby Dragon, by the way, so that's why I said Musketeer is pretty kind of fire. But Baby Dragon is kind of cool because they can fly and like start attacking. Though I do think this unit's better for this job. I do think that Baby Dragon for its price is definitely a solid B tier. Just B. Like, it's a B tier. That's all I gotta say about that. It's like, Baby Dragon deserves to be, or if you want to call it by BD, just to write it down shorter, my assistant, you can just write down BD for Baby Dragon. But, okay, so my last card for, what?
Why do you have to tell me your assistant?
By the way, my assistant, she might be in more of my videos to help me out and stuff like that, to hang out and stuff in future videos. If y'all hate that, then whatever. I don't even have a fan base anyways. For any of you who do watch, thank you. Like, I actually do respect y'all, like, a lot. I kind of just doing this for the fun of it because I thought this would just be fun to do. Okay, Skeleton Army. Now, Skeleton Army is pretty cool because I generally think that, like, for their purpose, they can eliminate a lot of things, and there's a lot more of them. Sure, they don't have much health and they get destroyed in, like, one hit, but the sheer amount of them and what their gold is used for, I have to say they're my first S tier. Y'all can get mad at me because they're like, okay, but you can get it easily, like, you can eliminate them with, like, a zap or arrows. But most of the time, people, like, I've seen when I fight them on 2v2s or 1-on-1s, they don't really use that many. Like, it really depends on the current meta for the skeletons, but as it currently stands, so like, skeletons are actually S tier for me. Like, I use them a lot. I use them in most of my decks, because, like, they're one of the cheaper ones, like, because Barbarians also serve a similar purpose, but there's less of them, and, like,
Wait a minute.
and they're more health. Alright. So back to it, yeah, Skeleton Army is my first S tier. It's just, like, really viable for its job, which is obviously surrounding hordes, hog riders, princes, pretty much anything without, like, like, that's why you need, like, a baby dragon or something, or, like, a spell to take care of the Skeleton Army. You can counter it, don't get me wrong, so why is it S tier? It's because it works its job so well most of the time, if not every time, with, like, stronger units like Giant, Prince, Mini P.E.K.K.A, P.E.K.K.A. There's so many units it can counter when it's expensive. Like, it's one of the best ground group units. Like, I can't really think of another unit for the same price that can literally just do its job. Like, for S tier, like, definitely pretty viable. Now, I know it's already 13 minutes in the video, so I guess I'm only gonna do Arena 1/Goblin Stadium as well. But there's significantly less cards, so I can do this one. Goblin Stadium. Spear Goblins. Now, alright, from what I remember, like I said, minions are getting whooped. You see how minions are always getting whooped? Like, that's why minions are at its tier that it is. It's like, it's whatever. It's okay. But, okay, all jokes aside, or seriousness aside, whatever. Spear Goblins, okay. They're honestly, I don't use them that much. Like, they're not that good. Like, they don't do that much damage. They're like one of the weakest range units. Like, I'm pretty sure archers can beat them. I don't remember what I said about archers, but, I'll look at the tier list at the end of this video, and I'll probably put it on the screen at the end when I get my screenshot of it. But, Spirit Goblins are definitely at, like, D tier. Like, they're not good enough to even say they're okay. Like, I don't think they're viable in most situations. Like, it's just D tier. Like, it's not F tier. It's not a failure. It can do some things, but like it's like terrible. Okay, so goblins, right? Goblins are an interesting card to rate. Like, sure, they're not a great counter card. Like, they're okay. They do okay amount of damage. They're okay. You can use them. It's C tier. It's okay. It's in the middle. I don't think it's bad. I can see people using it, kind of, in earlier game. Like, it's a card that not really people use. Okay.
Oh my goodness. What
So,
is that CPR?
alright,
That
I'm
was
back
interesting.
now. Next card we're gonna be rating on here is Goblin Hut. Now, I used to use Goblin Hut a lot because it can, like, distract enemies, and, like, over time a lot of goblins can, like, form up and can do decent damage.
You don't do
And that
that.
giant obviously wasted its time, but, you know, whatever. I mean, I guess the giant didn't do that bad there. But usually everyone have a counter to it, so it's not still a giants are still F tier. But look, regardless, Goblin Hut is not gonna get as low as their tier list as the Spirit Goblins would have. Though it's 5 elixir, you can definitely do a good amount with 5 elixir. And I had to get rid of the Goblin Hut for the Musketeer. That was who I got rid of it for, and honestly, I was very happy with my decision. But I will consider Goblin Hut a C plus. Like, I can see it viable. Maybe you could disagree. Like, Goblin Huts are kind of cool. Like, they're C plus for me. Like, for its price and considering everything, like, sure, Spirit Goblins got a D tier, but C plus for the Goblin Hut. I rap mad respect. Okay, Hog Rider. I love Hog Rider, bro, but I don't use him. Like, he's fast. Like, for his job, he's one of the few I could say, okay, he can kind of get in quick with it. But he can get distracted quite easily with other buildings. But not like people will use that many buildings from what I've seen. So, Hog Rider, unlike Giant, Hog Rider may have less health, but, like, still, like, Hog Rider obviously can get there mad fast and can jump over the river. Like, no other card can just do that. So, that being said, Hog Rider is definitely a B plus. I'll say B plus. I was gonna say B tier, but I've seen Hog Riders used before. B plus for the Hog Riders. Like, it's solid for the job you're looking for. Like, that's what I'm basing it on. Like, you're going for the main tower, you're going for a building. It's B plus. Plus, it's cheaper than the Giant, so that's just crazy right there. Okay, Goblin Barrel. Okay, here's an interesting one. I know people feel differently about Goblin Barrel, though I've seen, like, but I was gonna rate it low because you probably could just use a spell for it and you can easily counter with something. But, like, I've seen massive combos, like, done to me and other players, where, like, if you don't have, like, a spell or something to take care of it, like, they could go for a tower and destroy it if, like, on a 2v2 basis. So remember that. They don't mind summoning 2 Goblin Barrels or, like, a mirror, or with mirrors or clone spells or other stuff like that, and then rage them up and, like, can destroy a tower, like, really quickly. So it is definitely a B tier for Goblin Barrel. So people have used it in, like, a way of the cool, but it's easily counterable. And honestly, you probably could get a spell, like, instead, or like a knight instead. But it is cool, so you could use it. Like, I could see people using it. I have used it. It's pretty chill. Pairing this up with someone like the Miner, and that would be kind of cool. The thing about the Miner could take the damage, and he's already at the tower, and the Goblins can. But that's a personal combo I would use. Miner x Goblins, or Miner with Graveyard. But not everyone's gonna have legendaries. I have a few legendaries. I'm only gonna rank the legendaries I have, because it isn't fair that because I don't have every legendary. So, all right, and the last card we'll be looking at for today is the Hunter. Now, Hunter is definitely, like, he has a shotgun, bro. This dude really could be blasting through a lot of enemies, and he has a cool spread shot. He doesn't have the most health, but if you put him behind someone, he can destroy skeletons, a lot of units, but he costs 4. But he definitely is, like, really powerful. Like, I have to give him a solid A spot. Like, he's definitely A tier material. Like, go, Hunter, bro. Hunter be fire. I swear, like, people be sleep on Hunter sometimes. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's not slept on, but... What time is it? Okay, yeah, so I'm probably going to end part 1 here. So next time I'll see if I can do Arena 2. and Arena 3, maybe even Arena 4 if we have time.
Bye.
So so yeah, one more thing. Here's the tier list.
Just.
All right, okay, guys. So we're back. So for a split second, you might have seen like a tier list. How I'm talking to my assistants because I'm on a phone call with them, and like
Yeah.
her name is Carrie. If you wanted to know, as like the name right there implies. Anyways, so back to the
Oh,
video.
you cannot do that. You cannot do that.
Okay, you basically there's a lot of chopped bits for sake of keeping the video shorter. I have like I said, this app is kind of cool because I can kind of pause it when Carrie's trying to talk to me. So that's kind of what I
Yes,
do.
yes, yes, yes. Please stop pausing every time I'm trying to talk.
You see, buddy, I'm trying to keep the video short, so that's the thing. I know this tier list kind of looks unprofessional, kind of, and I apologize. Not because like getting the app and computer and all that, that's so difficult and sometimes don't even work. I've tried it. And so yeah, that's why that's not a thing. But we're not here for that. We're here for you're here for tier list. So this is kind of what it looks like. Obviously, this is kind of how I feel about it. I know it looks a little bit weird, but like this is just kind of this is training camp and arena 1. So this is kind of part 1. We're gonna do multiple parts in this series. I'll probably do more tier lists in the future for like. I have a couple ideas planned out for like tier lists. I love tier lists. That might be a new type of video I might do. Probably because they're easier to make. A lot easier to make than animations. Like, because animations take, like, days. Like, that's why I've put so many in there recently. So I hope that satisfies y'all animation craze. Because, like, it's kind of like I only do it when I really feel like I need to show something off. And it's honestly just kind of fun to do, but tier lists are so much funner. But yeah, I know if y'all have anything with let me ask this for common sake. What would y'all do differently for like your tier list for like if you play Clash Royale? That is for like how would you feel about these? Like let me know in the comments if there's anything you would change, and if you want to explain your reasoning, I could totally have like a civil debate with y'all. I don't do much replies, but I definitely can reply. So I think that'll wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, peace.